Bayer Leverkusen over the past 2 years have been known as never losing, but now they should be known as Bayer no players. This is Leverkusen's squad from when they won the league in 2024. Now this is who stood up the club from that squad. It's safe to say that the Werkself have been completely gutted to a level that's probably not been seen in European football before. This summer, they've already lost the likes of Florian Wirtz, club captain Lucas Hradecky, defensive stalwart Jonathan Tah, midfielder Granit Xhaka, and right wing back Jeremy Frimpong. The spine of that team has been completely ripped out, while they've also lost their transformative head coach, Xabi Alonso, and there are constant rumours that more players could leave. Now it's up to Erik to try and mitigate this drop-off. The Dutchman is obviously joining Leverkusen with his back against the wall already. Considering his previous spell at Manchester United, Ten Hag has become a bit of a meme, and everyone, mainly that wear Manchester United shirts, is kind of hoping that he will fail in some capacity so they continue laughing at him and hide the fact that their club is the problem. It hasn't helped that pre-season has provided mixed results. It started with a rather embarrassing loss to Flamengo's youth team and ended with an underwhelming performance against Chelsea. But Leverkusen have been very active in the transfer market so far, signing several players including Jarell Quansah, Malik Tillman and Mark Flecken. And by the time you're watching this video, they may have already added Loic Bade from Sevilla to the list as well. But what you will also see is that they have made a lot of signings for the future. The signings that catch the eye the most are Ibrahim Maza and Axel Tate. Replacing Wirtz is impossible, but Maza may help lessen the blow. The Algerian is well known to a Bundesliga audience due to his performances for Hertha Berlin in the Zweite Bundesliga last season. There he scored 5 and assisted 3 in 33 games. In his first season in the Bundesliga, Maza will have the chance to take the next steps in his development, with little noise surrounding him. However, to replace Wirtz, another more experienced signing may need to join, and this may come at a cost. The next signing is Tate. The 18-year-old joined Leverkusen from PSG on a free transfer this summer. Tate had only featured twice for PSG in the latter stages of last season, and mainly at centre-back. The Bondi-born defender is versatile and can play not only as a centre-back, but a defensive midfielder and even a right back. In Leverkusen's pre-season friendlies, Tate has impressed and could be a real surprise package this season. According to reports, Ten Hag is expected to play a 3-4-2-1, which is similar to his predecessor. So here is how Leverkusen could potentially line up. Hradecky will have been replaced by Mark Flecken, while the backup is Janis Blasvik. Tah has been replaced by Jarell Quansah. Obviously Bade could join, and they've also been linked to Victor Lindelof recently. Frimpong has been replaced by Poku, who joins from AZ Alkmaar. Xhaka's replacement is in-house and should be Alex Garcia, as they are stylistically very similar, and last season when they played together it wouldn't really work, but now Xhaka's gone, Garcia should be given the opportunity to play and now flourish. While there is also Robert Andrich, who can also play next to Ezequiel Palacio, and as I said before, Wirtz is irreplaceable. While they could also line up in a 4-2-3-1, which could look like this. With the consideration of the new signings and the assumption that if they perform at the required level, Leverkusen are still good enough to compete for top 4. Fighting for the title is more than likely out of the question, but this team is good enough for Champions League place at least, especially when you consider the other teams who they'll be competing with. Most of them are also in some form of transition. For Ten Hag, this could also be the place for him to get his career back on track. Leverkusen is a quiet place to be because it's a town built for the Bayer drugs company, and you can quite comfortably be away from the noise because in that region the noise is more focused on Erste FC Köln and Borussia Mönchengladbach. So this means the Dutchman can lock in and focus on the football, compared to what was going on at Manchester United, where you basically have to be a politician. His work with Ajax shows what he's capable of as well. When talking about transitioning to a new league, we've seen what Vincent Kompany did with his style of football at Burnley and how that transitioned with Bayern Munich. Obviously, when you're the football will stay the same, and we saw that Burnley dominated in the Championship and then struggled when they were a small fish in a big pond. But then when Company took the same style to Bayern, they completely dominated as a big fish in a small pond. And Ten Hag's time at Ajax should be the standard that he is held to at Leverkusen. However, the hit rate of Dutch managers in Germany is actually quite low. The last one to actually win anything meaningful was Louis van Gaal with Bayern. Hub Stevens and Rinus Michels joined Van Gaal as successful Dutch managers in Germany. It also doesn't help that the most recent Dutch managers in Mark van Bommel and Peter Bosz, although he did reach a DFB Pokal final, have failed. Obviously the most notable, most recent Dutch manager as well was Kees van Wonderen, who was the manager of Schalke. So are Leverkusen any good still? Yes. Are they as good as the last couple of years? Obviously no. But looking at their team, and on paper Leverkusen still have a very strong squad, and so they should finish in the top 4 this season. However, with this massive upheaval, and if pre-season was anything to go by, which it usually isn't, there is a scenario here where Ten Hag is the first major sacking this season. Do I think this will happen? No. I'm not going into the season with lofty expectations for Leverkusen. Do I think they could potentially still cause problems for teams that would fight for the title? Of course. But I think the level we should expect is the same level they reached in the second half of Xabi Alonso's first season in charge, or first half season in charge.